Hello, before we start the video, could you please subscribe to my channel? Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a magical forest called the Enchanted Forest. This forest was home to many mystical creatures, but the most beloved of all were the Smurfs. The Smurfs were tiny blue beings who lived in mushroom houses and were always cheerful and helpful. The leader of the Smurfs was wise Papa Smurf, who wore a red hat and was always ready to help his Smurf friends with his vast knowledge of magic and potions. There was also Smurfette, the only girl Smurf, who was kind-hearted and loved by everyone. Brainy Smurf, with his glasses and big ideas, always tried to share his wisdom, though sometimes he ended up causing more trouble than help. Then there was Clumsy Smurf, who, despite his name, had a heart of gold and always tried his best. One sunny morning, while the Smurfs were busy with their daily chores, a strange mist began to roll into the enchanted forest. This mist was not like any other. It shimmered with an eerie green light and carried a peculiar scent. Papa Smurf quickly gathered all the Smurfs in the village square. "My dear Smurfs," he began, "this mist is a sign of dark magic. We must find out where it is coming from and put an end to it before it harms our forest." Brave Smurf, always ready for an adventure, volunteered to lead the expedition. Along with him went Smurfette, Brainy Smurf, and Clumsy Smurf. They packed their bags with essential supplies, said their goodbyes, and set off into the deeper parts of the forest where the mist was thickest. As they ventured further, they encountered various enchanted creatures who warned them of an evil sorcerer named Gargamel. Gargamel despised the Smurfs and had been trying to capture them for years. The mist, the creatures said, was a result of one of Gargamel's failed experiments. Determined to stop Gargamel, the Smurfs pressed on. They soon reached a dark, twisted part of the forest where the trees seemed to whisper and the shadows moved on their own. In the middle of this eerie place was Gargamel's lair, a dilapidated tower surrounded by thorny vines. The Smurfs carefully made their way to the tower. Using his knowledge, Brainy Smurf found a way to neutralize the magical traps around the entrance. Once inside, they navigated the dark, winding corridors until they found Gargamel in his laboratory, hunched over a bubbling cauldron. Seeing the Smurfs, Gargamel let out a wicked laugh. "You foolish Smurfs! You think you can stop me?" But Papa Smurf had given them a special potion that could counteract any of Gargamel's spells. As Gargamel began to cast a spell to capture them, Smurfette quickly threw the potion into the cauldron. There was a bright flash, and the cauldron exploded, filling the room with a brilliant light. When the light faded, the mist was gone, and Gargamel was left powerless, his magical abilities neutralized. The Smurfs tied him up and ensured he wouldn't be able to cause any more trouble. They then made their way back to the village, where they were greeted with cheers and celebrations. From that day on, the Enchanted Forest remained a place of peace and happiness. The Smurfs continued to live their lives in harmony, always ready to help one another and protect their home from any dangers. And so, the Smurfs lived happily ever after, proving that even the smallest creatures can achieve great things when they work together.